Attacks against AOC for purported hypocrisy on the Green New Deal continue, and they're getting even more ridiculous as time passes. So New York Post had this: gas-guzzling car ride exposes AOC's hypocrisy amid Green New Deal pledge. So if you are advocating for more electric vehicles and public transportation, and you ever step foot in a Corolla, God help you, we're gonna take you down, AOC. That seems weird. But remember, we talked about something last week. It was Caleb Hull who took a weird creep shot of her and her chief of staff eating hamburgers. Let's bring that up. Stalking her in restaurants and saying that, because I believe that you're gonna ban hamburgers. You're not, it's not in there, but I believe it. If I see you in In-N-Out, we're going to take you down, is obviously ridiculous as well. Jordan Ewell, who's a friend of the show, said, breaking news, AOC caught exhaling carbon dioxide, more at 6 or something like that. And it's ridiculous. Again, they could, if they wanted to. If you're not an environmentalist, if you don't believe in the Green New Deal, if you're a climate denier or a climate delayer or whatever, you could argue against the policy on the merits and say, well, I have a plan that lowers air pollution, because I care about that at the very least, and stimulates economic activity, and I believe it's better than the Green New Deal. They could do that. They are choosing not to do that. They are spreading ridiculous, obviously false things in an attempt to make her seem crazy, a trope that they turn back to time and time again. Spreading conspiracy theories. The fact that Donald Trump has so eagerly jumped onto these things should be a sign that perhaps the facts are not behind them. So anyone who's adding on to this, understand who your allies are in this fight. Now, she takes things in stride. She responds in a very funny way, saying, according to GOP, when poor and working people advocate for themselves, we shouldn't listen because they're irresponsible. Yet when higher incomes fight for working people, we shouldn't listen because they're hypocrites. How about we fight for the right thing because it's the right thing? And I think she's proving that there is a big appetite in this country for people who choose to do that. She also said, she had a picture on Twitter saying, I need to admit something to you all. Frankly, I don't know how my environmental reputation can recover. Today, I wrote in a book made out of paper. Apparently using present technology means I can't fight for new jobs, investing in infrastructure and renewable energy. I pointed out perhaps she should have used a tablet, but people responded saying that would be a waste of electricity. She also got called out for taking a van somewhere. She says, I will have you know my Tia was very upset that the New York Post insulted her minivan. She's riding around with her family. Can we get it together as a country, please, people, and argue on the merits? If you don't believe that climate change is happening, or if you don't think the Green New Deal is the way to address it, say that. Lay out a plan. Talk to some scientists, okay? That attacking her for every food choice, I mean, God knows what fibers her clothes are made out of. They're gonna be on that next. She once patted a pig, and she says we shouldn't eat so many. I don't know where they're gonna go next. But I do wanna say, she understands why she is being targeted in this particular way. And a great quote, the idea that a woman could be as powerful as a man is something that our society can't deal with. But I am as powerful as a man, and it drives them crazy. Like when I first read that, it almost made me tear up in that interview because it is so powerful and so true. It doesn't mean that if Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was Alex Ocasio-Cortez, they wouldn't oppose him, but it would come from a very different perspective. The ferocity of it would not be there in the same way, and that is, I think, so clear. Now, very fast, I just want to play one video of why she responds to these things, because some politicians don't. They think we should be super hands-off, don't engage. She doesn't think so, and here's what she said about that.
I grew up seeing these attacks on Nancy Pelosi. I grew up with these attacks on Barack Obama. I grew up with these bad faith attacks even on Hillary Clinton. And so we know what's going on, and I feel like what I've chosen to do is break this fourth wall a little bit and respond to them, because we saw how completely unfounded attacks like the birther movement with President Obama, they were ignored because it was beneath the president to respond to these things. But then they started to grow, and as we say, they grow legs and start walking around. And I think that sometimes we have to take a little bit of a different tack and just squash it early and respond to them and be unafraid to say, you sound ridiculous. Yeah.
And look, that strategy could backfire if she wasn't as adept at dealing with these things as she is. But I totally agree. We saw, I mean, throughout Obama's terms, the crazy conspiracy theories. And then, during the 2016 election as well, the idea that Hillary Clinton was stalking the streets of DC and murdering people who were leaking stuff about her, and that did you know that she died 2 years ago from Parkinson's and all that? These conspiracy theories need to be nipped in the bud ASAP before people start to spread them, and they become just the common accepted wisdom amongst a large percentage of the American population. So I totally agree with AOC on that point. Thank you very much for watching this clip from the Damage Report. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and ring the bell on YouTube to get notifications of our new videos. And of course, you can catch the full Damage Report live every weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on TYT Network on YouTube TV.